I'm going to have a go at the Guardian's Everyman Crossword, published last night, so I suppose it's the Sunday, December 3rd edition. Let's see. Directions announced for seamstress and farmer somewhere in London. 4 letters. So I always think when you see such a long clue for such a short answer, it seems like overkill. I'm also wondering, is it going to be somewhere in London I haven't heard of, but of course may not have anything to do with London? Directions announced sounds like a homophone. But then directions, of course, we think of EWNS. For seamstress and farmer, yeah, I'm not getting that. This may show you a rainbow meandering for certain. Well, meandering makes me think of an anagram of a rainbow, but that's just 8 letters. This may show you rainbow meandering, and then for certain, nope. Organizer of libraries said to be somewhat wet. Organizers, Again, the said to be, maybe a homophone, and somewhat wet. I would think damp, but what that has to do with an organizer of libraries, nope. No longer enjoying Pink Floyd album, question mark, crazy, 3-3-4. So these little hyphenated phrases should be easy if you can just think of it. Now, of course, Pink Floyd album, it's easy to get waylaid thinking about, well, crazy, shine on you, crazy diamond, wish you were here, dark side of the moon, may have absolutely nothing to do with that. Crazy. I can't think of a hyphenated phrase in this form that would mean crazy. Mad would maybe fit one of the 3-letter words. Mad as a hatter. No. Scarce enough to manage. Take a new approach. 6-6, could it be an anagram of scarce enough? And you manage the letters to get a phrase for take a new approach? Not seeing anything in those letters. I mean, it's a very good anagram if it is one, because those words seem reasonable. Maybe it's just 2 synonyms. Footwear, they've got cloven hooves, exclamation. Oh my goodness. Oh, maybe it's a type of shoe that is actually the name of some animal with cloven hooves. I'm thinking there is some old shoe, but I'm not thinking. No, boy, this is a terrible start. Hide in quarter of Greek island, question mark. Hide can be animal hide. In quarter of, just looking to see if it's a hidden clue, maybe. Quarter of Greek, and then it means some other island. Nope. Caretaker sent back copper and silver vessels. Probably going to be something to do with the chemical symbols for copper and silver. Copper is Cu, silver is Ag, I think. And vessels. No, and then is it, what is a short, maybe a word for a caretaker that is reversed? No. It might be some homework, Chuck. Again, it might be some, makes me think maybe hidden clue, but I wouldn't think with those letters you could make something. It might be no. Oh my goodness. Fashionista puts on bridle, saddle, etc. So I presume it's just the word for whatever you call all those things you put on a horse. I'm sure there's a collective term for them. A fashionista puts... No, I'm wondering if it was an anagram of, but fashionista only has 11 letters. Oh my goodness. Conservative. I'm ready for my photo and something to eat. Well, I'm thinking of when you're ready for your photo and you're saying cheese. So could it be something cheese? What's conservative? Maybe the I'm too goes with that first word. Something cheese. Something to eat. No. Male host, agreeable to some extent. I think it's going to start with M. Host, agreeable to some extent. No. Maybe much. But again, that's a lot of words for just 4 letters. Am I going to get all the way through the across without getting a single one? Lethargy, resulting from some heated rows in Essex. Nope, nothing coming to me there. Behold, detective inspectors flipping hero. Well, behold can be low. DI is detective inspector. If that's flipping, it would be ID. Oh, yeah, so if you flip the whole thing, you get an idol. Oh, thank goodness. So it wasn't a complete wash on the across, but there was the last one saved me there. All right, dresses cut outrageously for this one. Well, that certainly seems like an anagram of dresses cut for this one. So I think there's a little bit of an overlap between the definition and the wordplay. So I'm not sure who would the dresses cut be for. It's a lot of S's. Oh, seductress, I think. Yes, that's clever, if that is it. Yeah, I'm just going to assume I'm right on that. Certainly the length fits. All right, I won't go back to the acrossers, although I will note this organizer of libraries said to be somewhat wet. Damp does fit. And this one, we do have a C, so maybe it is an anagram of scarce enough. Nope. Anyway, let's go back to 2 down. Duke included in inquiry about health, the nerve. The nerve. So I think the definition must be the nerve, and maybe it is a specific nerve in the body, or maybe it's just some metaphorical nerve. Duke, can that just be abbreviated to D, or is it the name of a specific duke we're supposed to know? Included in inquiry about health. How are you? No. All right, carries out belongings. I think this must be a double definition, a word that means carries out, as in executing or performing, and belongings. Oh, that's one I think I just have to let simmer in the back of my mind. Carries out belongings. Nope. Okay, contemptible sort oversees conveniences for motorists, but not residents. A contemptible sort can be a cad, and then overseas. Does that just mean it's over, or does it mean it could be around? Conveniences, of course, could be WCs, but for motorists, I don't know what they call them in Britain. Like a truck stop in America, or a lay-by, but not residents, which I think may be the definition, but no. What may be seen all around Lancashire? What may be seen all around Lancashire? Lancashire is 10 letters. I don't know if the around could mean add an O. No. Everyman, and of course this is the Everyman Crossword. Oh, it doesn't give the compiler. Does that mean the compiler is Everyman? Had to take on assistant, one dealing with email, etc. So I think Everyman referring to himself is going to be I or me, email, etc. An assistant. I'm trying to think of an abbreviation for an assistant, AD in filmmaking, but could it be memo? MO? Can that be an assistant? And then a memo could be an email. Maybe. Let me put it in just for grins, and we'll see if those letters help or hurt. Nightingale's wings in sight of literary murder. 4 letters. Well, the wings of the word nightingale are N and E. And in, could that just be simply I-N? Then you'd have N-E-I-N. Sight of literary murder. Yeah, I'm wondering if that could be Macbeth or Hamlet. In sight of. No, not getting that. Fidgety, recluse, agog. Well, those are 3 very strange words. Seeing Hollywood big shot. 6, 5. Let's see, fidgety is 7. Recluse is 7. And 4 makes 11. Oh, so I think fidgety is the anagram indicator, and then it's recluse agog. I can see we have George there. I don't think it's Clooney. Let me put in George just to help with the anagram helper, and I should be able to work it out, but let's just try this. George, oh, Lucas. Let's see how long it takes us to get Lucas. Oh, it's not giving it to us. But yeah, I'm pretty sure it is George. Lucas is a Hollywood big shot. That's going to help us. A lot of letters. Had fun, question mark, noted. So I think this might be double definition, although the first one is the question mark just because they want to divide up the 2 definitions, or could it be stretching the definition of had fun? Noted, of course, could be celebrate. Oh, he celebrated, yes. Funny when I sometimes go to find a synonym as an example, and that turns out to be the one I want. All right. Gentle swab for treatment somewhere in India. Well, that certainly seems like an anagram of gentle swab ending in an L. Somewhere in India. We do have West. Oh, and then I think we have Bengal. I just want to make sure it's not East. No, that we have to use that W. West Bengal, I presume that is part of India. I've certainly heard of Bengal. Guide is glib, high-flying type. Of course, it could be a type as in a font, a typeface. Guide is glib. Yeah, I'm not getting that. A printmaker has these urges. I'm thinking that A is part of the answer, so it's A and then maybe a word for printmaker, and it gives you type of urges, artistic. Yeah, no, not getting that. Lamb and Teddy regularly tucked up. Well, that indicates maybe that we take alternating letters, but is it from Lamb and Teddy, which does seem very strange, and it means tucked up? Oh yeah, I can see that if we, it's a little confusing because you have that and in the middle, But if you ignore that, we have A, B, E, D. And if you're tucked up, you're abed. Very old-fashioned word. Sport unleashing mammoth opponents primarily, with a question mark. And primarily often means we take the first letter of words, and so we have sumo. All right, I did a little better on the downs, and hopefully now I can go back and fill in some of these acrosses. Let's try this. Yes, I think blue is the color of the Conservative Party. So blue cheese is something to eat. I mean, cheese is a little loose of a definition of I'm ready for my photo, but I'll take it. Lethargy resulting from some heated rows in Essex. So heated rows might be an anagram of rouse, and I can see if we just type in rouse, we have the start of drowsiness. Oh, it's actually a hidden. Yeah, so it's not a putting words together. There is drowsiness right there. Alrighty, 24 across. So stag, yeah, host agreeable, another hidden clue. So we have two hidden clues in a row. I understand the Times crossword would never have more than one hidden clue. Anyway, here was our fashionista puts on bridle, saddle, etc. Well, horse fits in the second word. Oh, clothes. That's clothes. Horse. Yeah, fashion. I think I mentioned this the other day doing a crossword that I think somebody who wears clothes fashionably, you would derisively maybe refer to them as a clothes horse. Kind of, yeah, I think the question mark indicated it doesn't exactly work for the second part, but again, I'm not complaining. Okay, I do see a G there for the AG in silver. Caretaker, sent back, copper and silver vessels. I'm just, yeah, which parts you send back. And vessels. I'm not sure. Let's try and look at 18 down. Guide is glib, high-flying type. I was thinking of a bird there. The bittern would be a high-flying type, but a guide, I don't get that. Is glib. Of course, tern itself is a bird, so a guide. Oh, yes, pattern. So that's very fortunate. I kind of backed into that one. Just realizing that a tern on its own is a word, and being pat. I always hate people describing something as, oh, you're being very pat. I take it personally. But glib, and so a pattern is a guide. Ooh, so now that gives us a very, I am fairly sure George Lucas is right, and pattern seems right. So How do we end with G something P? Is it a caretaker? Oh, a stopgap. Yes, a caretaker manager, for example, of a football team could be a stopgap. Um, so I see the silver is AG. Oh, copper is a penny. And we're reading backwards. Then the silver, and then the vessels are the pots. Yeah, very clever. The definition, maybe, I think I might take a bit of issue with stopgap. I think it's more temporary. I think if it had said temp sent back or something like that. Anyway, so making some progress finally after 26 minutes. Now our printmaker has these urges. A printmaker. So finally, yeah, I mean, it looks like a plural word. Oh, it could be the final S is like apostrophe S of has. Um, but what is a printmaker then? Well, let me put in an A just to see then what would... It might be some homework. Chuck. Well, of course, chuck can be to throw. No, I'm going to take that out. All right, let's go back up to the top. Our directions announced for seamstress and farmer somewhere in London. Soho. Oh, yes. So if you told a seamstress to sew and a farmer to hoe, those would be the directions you're giving them, and it sounds like Soho. Very good. Now, this may show you a rainbow meandering for certain has an M, which we do have in meandering, but I can't see like it's a hidden clue ending in MEA. Oh, spectrum something? Spectromic? I don't know if there's some word or an anagram of spectrum. No, I'm not getting that. Again, I'm thinking this is damp, so then 2 down. Duke included in inquiry about health, the nerve. Oh, how dare you? Yeah, so it is the Duke is D, and if you put him in how are you, you get how dare you, meaning the nerve of you. Oh, so it's not damp. Organizer of libraries had to be somewhat wet. Organizer of libraries. Oh, Dewey. Yes, so the Dewey Decimal System. And if you say his name, it sounds like Dewey. Ah, very good. Now our no longer enjoying Pink Floyd album Crazy. The last part of the hyphenated phrase is dash something M, something something. I was thinking of Camp Run Amok. I don't think that's that. Something, something. But it has to be, well, it could be SM, but I think more likely AM. No longer enjoying. No, not getting that. Scarce enough to manage. So let me try the anagram helper with scarce enough. I'm thinking change something. Ooh, look, there we go. Change course. Very good. C-H-A-N-G, course. All right. Well, after going through all of the town clues, I really had very little hope of finishing this, but might get close. There's always a few that are tough at the end. Footwear, they've got cloven hooves. Cloven hooves. Of course, it could be wordplay that the word hooves is broken in half. Footwear. What comes between R and E? R-U-E. Is it meant to sound like ruminants? Rye? R-H-E? No, nothing is coming to me. Carries out belongings now has a C, and I think it's going to end in S, which also goes with 15 across being a plural word. They've got, oh, Reeboks. Yes. It's funny seeing brand names in a crossword. Part of me is a little shocked at that, but anyway, Reeboks. They've got cloven hooves. All right, so carries out belongings now. Carries out belongings. Attaches, attacks. Nope, not getting it. All right, what would be a good one to try? Let's look at our hide and quarter of Greek island. Secrete, I think. To hide something is to secrete it. Greek island is Crete. Now, how is... Oh, the southeast is a quarter. Yes, that's clever. So now 5 down. So I suppose it is maybe residence, or could it be convenience? I can't think the definition is actually conveniences for motorists but not residents, but it's something plural, I think. Oh, something huts. Are there things along the motorway in England, like phone something, or and contemptible sort? Again, I'm thinking cad, but what's another? A rotter. Overseas conveniences for motorists. Yeah, I think it has to be a word for a contemptible sort, and then something that are conveniences for motorists. And then the whole thing means not residents, which is strange phrasing. Something outs. I know in some towns where they're maybe more insular than in others, they have nicknames for visitors. I know one place in Ireland where they complain about the blow-ins. Well, probably in a lot of places. Yeah, I'm not sure of contemptible sword. Low, not. No. All right, this does look now like it could be at least partially an anagram of Lancashire, and I'm right, that's only 10 letters, so well, maybe seen all around Lancashire. What would the ending be? We don't have another S or C to go before the H, and we don't have a T. Well, there can't be too many words that fit that pattern. No, it might be some homework. Chuck. Oh, I'm thinking project or project. You might have to do a project for your schoolwork and then to chuck something to project it. So now 19 down. Well, presses. A printmaker has these. Printmaker would have presses. Oh, and I suppose if you urge something on somebody, you're pressing it on them. Presses. Yeah, I think you press somebody to urge them. I'll buy that. So just the northeast left. Yeah, not getting that one. Okay, so what does the O do for our Lancashire? Something cloth. That certainly fits. Of course, not being in Britain and knowing, what British people would think when they see Lancashire. No. But something cloth, definitely. No, not seeing it. And carries out belongings. I think I'm going to look up synonyms of belongings and see if that helps me with this one. Yeah, that didn't take long. Effects. To affect change or something, to carry it out, and your belongings are your effects. Should have thought of that. Now that should help with 10 across. No longer enjoying. Pink Floyd album Crazy. I think the first word must be off the. So yeah, I think if you've gone off something, you're no longer enjoying it. And what's a Pink Floyd? Oh, off the wall, I think. So memo was wrong. Yeah, of course I forgot that I had just sort of guessed at that one and only put it in for giggles. But yeah, if you've gone off the wall and then you're off the wall, you're crazy. So let's leave in the me, one dealing with email, etc. Oh, a PA, of course, is an assistant. to take on assistant. And everyman had is I'd, and it takes in or takes on the PA, and then on your iPad you can deal with email, etc. Funny sort of definition, but that's all right. Now, Nightingale's wings in sight of literary murder. I did think it was NE. For unless we also have to bring in Florence. No, it's still not going to give us an L. Site of literary murder. No. Nightingale's wings. The mysterious affair at Styles. No. And here's our rainbow meandering for certain. The rainbow. Yes, I wonder if it could end in ing, which would then still doesn't really help me. Site of literary murder. No. No, not getting that. 5 down, we now have a T, but not residence. Contemptible sort. Let me look up synonyms of cad. Well, I see rat, I like that, but I cannot think of any two-word phrase, but not residence. 3, 4. Rat runs. Rat something. Of course, being the weekly crossword, we don't have a reveal button, so I will not know what that is until next week. And 6 down. Again, I'm thinking, cheesecloth. Is Lancashire a type of cheese? I think it might be. And so you would, wrap a cheesecloth around it. That's yeah, when it's purely a punning definition with no wordplay to corroborate the answer, I don't like that. Unless it's so obvious that, oh yeah, that's what it must be, but pity us poor people who don't know if Lancashire is a cheese or not. All right, here we have our rainbow meandering. Oh, could it be an anagram of for certain? Wow, that would be a good phrase to anagram because it just seems so natural. Let's try. For certain. Nothing is coming to me. Oh, refraction. Yeah. Absolutely. Okay. I like that. So that confirms the rat, I think. Although it could be a rotter, I suppose, but I think more likely that. So now, oh, Murder on the Nile, of course. I'm not sure if Death on the Nile, I mean, I'm a big fan of Agatha Christie, but I'm not sure I would necessarily call it a literary murder. But N-I, so it's not just the N and the E for the wings of Nightingale, it's the N-I and the L-E. Yeah, okay. So that just leaves 5 down. I think I'm going to have to leave this as unsolved. And I'll put in something maybe in the comments if I've finally worked it out. But let me just think about a convenience for motorists that would fit in. Something U, something S. Yeah, I'm not thinking of what that could be. No, I think we'll just leave that one as a mystery. If you know it, you feel free to put it in the comments. Otherwise, I will at least next week when I see the answer. All right, thank you for watching and have a great day.